Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have an amazing opportunity to check out some products that you just don't see every day, and I'm excited to get to share that with you guys. I had a really nice gentleman reach out and want to send me some products, and usually when you have these kind of deals, it's a, hey, I'm going to send you some product. Would you mind maybe doing some videos on it or some advertising on it? And that's all fine if it's a product that you believe in and you don't mind sharing it and you feel good about it. But this product was sent to me without a video stipulation. This is just a product to test. That's all they wanted to know was how the product performed, and that is what we're doing. I actually used this color combination that we're going to use today a couple days ago, and it's hands down one of my favorite colors I've ever built. It may be the favorite that I've ever built. They sent all kinds of stuff. They sent them in these really nice boxes. These are hard plastic. They have a nice latch on them, and they even have my business name on the top, which is super cool. They sent me 4 of them to check out, and it's awesome. Very nice quality looking stuff there. But we're only going to be using 2 of these things, and this isn't a sponsored video. I'm just showing you this because I like it so much. They sent a thing of flakes, and there's 5 flakes in this, but they're like a hexagon style flake, but there's all kinds of different sizes in this. So that's one thing we're going to be using today. And they sent some powder. This is Aurora powder, and I found a color that I used the other day that I really like, and we're going to be checking out that today. As far as molds go, we're going to be using the Shatterbait just because I used it the other day, and I know it looks absolutely amazing in this. We're going to be using the Nico because I made some Neds, and I think the Nico will work perfect in this color. And then we're just going to throw some at the Flappin' Drax. These are all epic bait molds, as you can imagine. So let's get into it. Let's get some plastic hot, and I'll show you just how amazing this color really is. Okay, let's mix this up. What I'm going to start with, I have 2 cups of plastisol here, and we're going to use 4 drops of this black. This is just Bait Plastics Black. I'm going to start with 4 drops of that and mix it in here, and you'll see it darken up quite a bit here. That's going to give us the background we want. Now that we have that mixed up, we're going to go ahead and add this. This is the Aurora powder, and you can see has some pretty crazy color shift effects. And you're going to get a lot of red coming out of this, a red-orange color. And we're not going to be stingy with it because I love the effect this has. So we're going to dump quite a bit in here. I'm actually not even going to use a spoon. I'm just going to dump some in here. That may be a little overboard, but we're just going to have to see what it does. Okay, you can already see that color coming out of there. It's looking pretty good. Make sure we don't have any clumps or anything like that. This stuff mixes pretty dang well, I would say. Easier than a mica powder. Okay, that is the color we're starting out with. And now we're going to add some of this. This is the hexagon flake. And I have one that's a very similar color, this right here. And that is what we're going to use. I'm going to twist this top off real carefully here. See if I can get you on some of that goodness there. You can see the hexagon coming out, and it's a really unique shape, and there's so many different sizes, it gives it a lot of contrast. So, I'm just going to do this and dump some in here. Okay. Just like that. Go over the top, and then give it a little mix. Okay. Now, I know that doesn't look crazy in the cup. It might look a little wild as far as color combinations go, but when you put this in some baits, it truly does look amazing, and you'll get to see so much red coming out of this. It's kind of more of a greeny orange here in the cup, but when you actually shoot this stuff, it has a lot of red in it. So let's get it over to the molds and do some injections. So here's a great way to look at this. You can see a lot of the different colors coming through here. I just had to move over in some light where you can see it a little bit more. And I think this is going to be what sets this bait apart, and it's going to be an awesome bluegill imitator, I think, because a lot of the colors you see are pretty natural. There's a lot of greens, a lot of browns, a lot of golds coming through. And then you have that red, which is just going to be something to set it off a little bit. And I think that's going to be an awesome option for when you're fishing for stuff that eats those bluegill and sunfish. And I think they're going to work pretty good around here and probably a majority of other places where the fish are feeding on stuff like that. Here's a couple that I already have in bags from what I made last time. You can see there is so much red and orange and yellow coming through on those. And this is the same recipe that you saw here on the tray. It's the exact same stuff. And it's just amazing how different stuff can look just depending on the lighting. Because if you get these are the exact same. And they look a little different in the bag. You can see more of that red coming through there. But that is the exact same stuff. Okay, this color is a lot like motor oil. Lighting and angles really matter a whole lot depending on what kind of color you're seeing. You'll get to see a lot of reds at certain angles. You can get a lot of red to come through, and then you can flip it over at different angles, and you can get a lot of that green, gold, even maybe a little bit of yellow coming through. It really just depends on the angle that you're messing with it. And some angles look pretty plain, and then some angles are just like, wow, that's a lot of pigment going on. You can see a lot of that red coming through in there. And that bigger flake just gives it a lot of contrast. I'm not familiar with using a lot of big flake like this. So when I'm using it on projects like this, it's kind of refreshing. Gets out of the box a little bit. And they are quite fun to look at. So as far as details go on this stuff, I don't have a lot of details for you right now. We're still kind of in the testing phase, testing these flakes and powders just to see how they held up in the bait making applications. Obviously, there's a lot of heat generated, so we want to make sure that these products can handle the heat that is generated throughout this process, and we want to make sure that the powders are dissolving and suspending and everything just like you would expect them to. So we're kind of testing all that. I have quite a bit of stuff in the totes over there to continue to look into and do some more testing on. You'll get to see more of that here on the channel as well. So I do appreciate you guys sticking around and hanging out with me throughout this process. If you want to buy any of these baits, there'll be a link in the description to my Etsy store. All that money gets to go back into this so I can keep making these videos for you guys. It goes to shop improvements and just expanding out into new categories of this, and just to see if I can bring you some stuff that you are more interested in. Along with that, if you want to pick up any of the molds we used today, there'll be a link in the description to Epic Bait Molds. Head on down there, pick yourself up some awesome molds. It's all we use here on the channel, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a better company to buy molds from. If you want to stick around, get subscribed, I will be the first to let you know as soon as I know if this stuff is going to be available to the general market or not. But as soon as I know more about it, I will let you know here and on Instagram as well. That way I can keep you guys in the loop as much as I am. But we're just going to have to go through the testing process and see what comes of it and make sure that it's going to be a worthwhile product. But this is a cool color, and I wanted to share it with you guys. This is one of the first colors I've tested out, and I've been really impressed with it so far. If you want to stick around, like and subscribe, it does help the channel out tremendously. I appreciate all you guys who watch and comment, like, and buy things from the store. It does help out tremendously. Just like this. You don't see the jank insulation hanging out the wall now. I fixed this today, actually. Well, yesterday and today. So now we don't have jank insulation hanging out the wall. So I would say the jankiness has gone down at least 1 on the jankiness scale. So that's done, and you guys don't have to look at that anymore, so I hope you do appreciate that. But thank you guys, and I will catch you in the next video.